just don't think it makes sense.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
so we're going to keep that order in place. There's going to be no eastbound travel into the barriers until further notice. Okay, we're not ready yet.
Right.
And I want to make sure that everybody's ready to go. So I'm going to be looking for the county to give us a sign of when you think it's ready down here to have the eastbound travel. We'll be talking every day on the phones anyway. You guys let us know when you think it's ready. I can tell you that up north they're nowhere near ready. Long Beach Island is Long Beach Island. The sites we saw there, Brant Beach, the Brant Beach side. It's the bay has met the ocean.
Yeah.
It's just and up in the further northern part of Ocean County. I was telling these guys before you walked in, Marty. I've never seen anything like what we saw in Lavalette and Ortley and Seaside Heights.
Right.
There's nothing left. There are houses in the middle of Route 35 that just been knocked off of their moorings and into the middle of the main highway.
Yeah.
The entire Seaside Heights boardwalk is gone. It's gone. All the rides are in the ocean.
Oh boy. Governor, the other thing we saw was a major issue, and it's not visible yet. The businesses in Cape May County on the barrier islands, all of the businesses have a major hit, 3, 4, 5 foot of water in most of them. Just before the holidays, they're going to have a problem getting back open. It's not visible until they start to get in there and see it. But we know where the water levels were. And most of the downtown, Ocean City, parts of Cape May, a lot of the seaside businesses got crushed.
Yep. And I think that we're going to have a ton of rebuilding that we're going to have to be doing for folks. And I was on the phone with the president again today. He understands that New Jersey's gotten hit worse than anybody. And we have already got our major disaster declaration from him. And he and I are going to be talking again, I think, later today about what I saw on this trip. So, we're going to start to assemble all that now and make we've got through this before. We're going to get FEMA out here, make the damage assessments, town by town. And I think we're going to be able to provide the towns with some more help in terms of interaction with FEMA, give you options for people to work with. So we'll be putting all that out in the next couple of days, but it's going to be very important.
I've been through a lot of storms, and in my years of being a free alder, I can tell you, I've never seen as much water as they had in Sea Isle and in Ocean City. When I went over there today, by the police department there, they had more than 8 or 9 feet of water that went up into the police department. That was amazing. I've never seen that. Asbury Avenue there. That water was so high that those businesses are just flooded out.
Well, the storm surge was just incredible. And if you look at what it did, even up in places like Newark and Jersey City and Hoboken, because the surge came up the coast and into the Raritan Bay and in Newark Bay, and just drove the bays right into the cities. So, Newark has no power. Jersey City has almost no power. Hoboken is half underwater. So it's the storm surge that drove it here, also drove it up into the bay, and so you have it at two ends. The stuff we got in Irene, the river flooding that we got in Irene and the Raritan and the Passaic, we didn't get any of that this time, but it was all storm surge. So that's what you're seeing here, is that storm surge in. Out past Island Beach State Park, half of it's gone. It's just...
Governor, the other thing we made out very well with sheltering, we were lucky because this time it was only the barrier islands. We opened 4 county shelters. We had approximately 600, a little over 600 people that we've been feeding and maintaining. We have medical needs shelters open. The whole plan came together great.
It's good. It seems that way too. It seems like sheltering really worked out much better this time than it did during Irene. I think we learned a lot from that in terms of the organization and how to make sure everybody was getting sent to the right places. Kept as close to home as they could, and I think that worked out much better this time. We had a couple of hiccups in some spots, but other than that, we did okay.
But I want to emphasize the support and the response we got so quickly from the commissioners and you and the state police. Governor, it was outstanding, and I mean outstanding. I will tell you that honestly. Every time we made a request, your people came through. The Commissioner of Human Services, the State Police, they were right there, no hesitation. I
And
mean
the
that
communication
sincerely.
was
Communication
unbelievable.
was very good.
Unbelievable.
The teleconferences were
Marty, how did the Army
just
Corps stuff
unbelievable.
go?
It's really helpful to all of us.
You have to take a look,
get all
Frank.
the
About a
information
third of the
from-
dune cut out, the rest of the dune stayed. There was no private property damage along the beachfront. The dunes did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Core
And in
projects.
turn, it didn't wash over and wash down the streets and flood anything else. I mean, if you just take a look at the template of where the big dunes are compared to where weren't
Yeah.
any big dunes, you'll see the difference in damage.
You could tell from the air. When you go up in the air, you'll see it. You'll see it where that kind of stuff was done. The damage to private property was minimal. Where it wasn't done, U.S. houses along the beach destroyed. No doubt.
Yeah.
No, it makes a huge difference. And the president's promised to have them in here as well. And I know Frank's going to work on that. So it's going to be important for us to
So
see
now
all
they
that.
see the difference between maybe blocking their view a little bit and protecting the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it told the tale here, right,
See the
Suzanne?
dunes, how they work.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Work
Yeah,
properly,
absolutely.
flood elevations.
Absolutely. So we're going to get working tomorrow. I'm glad to see the power is coming on much more quickly here. We're going to have greater challenges up on the northern barriers and other parts of the state. PSE&G is down, I think, 8 substations now.
Oh, wow.
So it's there's
It's
a
going to be a long term.
yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of challenges
Yeah.
to go up there, but I'm glad here Atlantic City Electric seems to be on top of things. They've been responsive. The communication been good from them
Been
to
good,
you
very
guys.
good.
Oh,
We have,
good.
we
They-
have 2 of their representatives embedded
Signed
with
with
us at
us,
the
right.
EOC in the county, and they're in constant contact, computer and cell phone, with their main office.
They called at 5 o'clock this morning for authorization to go on and start bringing the electric back up. Yeah,
Good.
they did. 5 o'clock this morning, we got that call.
Excellent.
And the state police escorted them in.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
indeed.
That's the way it's supposed to work. Any problems that I need to know about? Things that aren't getting done that should get done? That you want me to go back
No.
and try to get done?
Not offhand until
Not
we get
off-
into the after-action reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll be
But for
interested.
right now, we don't really need any major resources or anything. We're good. The only thing is that we'd like to coordinate that re-entry as soon
Re-entry
as
is
possible.
Well, it's-
All together.
We all should do it together. As I said, I'm not going to authorize any re-entry. I'm not going to authorize any entry into the barrier islands eastbound until further notice.
Okay.
All right. So
Good.
what I want to do is we'll be having calls 2 or 3 times a day. Then you guys can call me offline. When you all get together, you're a good group. You're a cohesive group.
If we
When you
can
feel
get-
like it's ready, we can do it county by county, and I'm happy to do it that way. But I don't want to do it town by town.
No.
We can't.
Because I don't want people flooding into Avalon because they think it's fine, but then they're going to run into Sea Isle, which isn't ready.
You're
That's
absolutely
Or isn't
right.
ready in Ocean City. So we got to make sure that we do all this at one time because it'll put a strain on the whole system if we
Good
don't.
plan.
All right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll do that together and we'll look for direction from the county. And we got a bunch of wallflower mayors down here, so I'm sure you all feel, yeah, that's right, you all fill me.
Stand up, Len.
That's
I am
right.
standing.
You all
How's that?
fill me in.
Tough.
So we're going to be there. Lieutenant Governor and I are going to continue to spend most of our waking hours at the Rock in West Trenton, and we're there to field the calls and to lay out the plans that need to be laid out. So we'll be waiting. We'll be in touch with you guys every day. So if things change on the ground here, I need to know about it right away. County OEM did a great job in
Yes,
getting
sir.
information up to the Rock. So please tell all the county OEM folks and the local OEM folks for that matter as well. But tell all those guys and women they did a great job getting the information to us. We knew what was going on down here and what the needs were, and we were able to respond quickly because they were giving us the information. So that system worked very, very well this time.
And you did respond. I want you, honestly.
Thanks.
It was great response, great communication.
Good.
Well done.
That's press keeps asking me what we learned. I mean, I said to them, it's communication. What you learn every time is you learn, how the communication is supposed to work. And in our after action after Irene, we realized that, we had to do more and more of reaching out to all of you and pulling information in, because you're dealing with the crisis on the ground. And we got to be reaching out to you and getting the information, and then being responsive as quickly as we can. And a lot of, so that worked better. I'm glad it worked better. But I think you're right, Marty. We'll learn some stuff after this after action
Yeah,
report
oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
we can do better the next time. But I hope we don't have something like this again. And I've never seen anything like this.
We've
This
never
is
had one
incredible.
like this before.
Never,
No.
never.
Nope. Well, Thanks for
We're
walking
working on
us.
getting we're a regional school, so we have Barry Islands to send, and we're trying to get our schools back up. Do you have any guidance on that, what the state's going to say as far as leader goes?
I don't know, but I'm going to be talking to the Commissioner of Education later today, get his recommendation on it. So no, I don't know yet. But when I head back up there, that'll be one of the things that's on the agenda for later this afternoon, trying to figure that out. But yeah, the variable, of course, here is, which schools are powered up, who's got the electricity and the power to be able to open their schools back up, and then the access roads too. And can we get people safely? My big concern the last couple of days has been I didn't want school buses riding around across the state. It's too variable from spot to spot, and the school bus drivers could really be put in peril, and obviously the kids as well. So we're trying to balance all that out. We'll probably have to take a county by county approach on that as well. But we're going to take that one at a time. I'll talk to Surf this afternoon and see what his view is on it. But we're aware of it, and we'd like to get kids back to school and back to normalcy as quickly as we can. Even though a couple of my kids would like me to cancel it for the rest of the week.
Absolutely.
But I
It was
don't
another
look at
big
that choice.
decision, Governor. We had to make an executive decision whether to cancel trick or treat or not.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We did.
Right? That was a heavy duty.
That's done,
That's
Mark.
right. Well, don't worry.
We did.
We're rescheduling Halloween, so
Okay.
we'll do an executive order later in the week to reschedule Halloween. Yeah, absolutely. We have to reschedule Halloween. Kids have to have Halloween.
I agree.
You have to
We
have
can't have walking around tomorrow, but we need to reschedule Halloween, so we're going to do that later in the week. Once I get a handle on some of the other bigger things that I can have a little fun, we'll reschedule Halloween. Might even be funny to reschedule Halloween for Election Day,
Now you're getting tired of thinking.
I like a governor with a sense of humor.
I like that.
So, but listen,
You won't need a
me
bad snap.
me and Kim and the rest of the cabinet that's here. You see, we have a number of the cabinet members who are here, have been working on this stuff. I see the sheriff here. Thank you for being here. We're just going to keep working at it. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got